Hey guys, it's Joshua Peterson Electric here today at my own house, putting in a floor. So we basically just needed to put down a new floor because our carpet was toast. And this is in our basement here. So just a couple steps that someone else taught me here. First of all, just we had the whole place textured again because it wasn't textured quite right. So we had a guy come in and texture wall, ceiling, knocked it down. Did basically just kind of like an orange peel. Turned out really nice. Then we painted it, did 2 coats, and it was really nice to be able to do that. We're changing all the devices, so we could just paint over the devices and paint over the floor and the carpet. So once all the texture was done and knocked down in the paint, we just rolled out the carpet and vacuumed and took up the tack strips. And now we're putting in just this laminate floor. It's kind of a nice laminate floor. What you want to look for is to make sure if you can find a laminate floor with a back padding on it and adhesive right there, that's better than trying to just put down the pad yourself. Because like upstairs, we did this in our kids' floor area too, and we did not have to put anything else down besides just the wood after we cleaned off the wood and took up the mat. But right here, this is like a vapor barrier. So this is just a real thin piece of insulation. And basically, you could get that at Home Depot. We got it over there at Uncle Ben's in Loveland. So it was a huge roll, probably due about 800 square foot. And we got it for, I don't know, probably 80 bucks. Really cheap. Otherwise, the big box stores, they're selling 100 square foot for like $50. You know, plus tax, you're about $55 for 100 square foot. So we did, I'd say probably close to about 800 square foot. Maybe, no, probably close to 1,000 square foot between the second floor and this level. And so that gets kind of costly, but we only needed it for this. If you don't put it down here, as the floor can condensate a little bit through the winter, it could warp your boards. Besides just wanting that insulation there and the quietness, we made sure everything was vacuumed up really well. It's turning out pretty nice though. Still got to do cleaning up, and I'll do a second video once I do it. The other thing is that when you're doing your pieces, you want to shove those all the way underneath the drywall and knock it really well, and then slip in and go to whatever, let's call that going north. And then after you do like 5-6 boards, you can trade off and cut it and go south. And that way you're locking at least, you know, like every 5 rows underneath the drywall. And then the other thing is that when you transition into the hall, a lot of people make a mistake and they put a transition piece straight across the door. And I don't like that because of the fact that that can actually wiggle loose over time. So I just continued my boards all the way through. This was probably one of the hardest cuts right here because I already had this trim piece on. So let's see if I can get this for you. So it's just really trying to cut a C around, and I'll just do a little caulking there. And then after I cut around that door frame, I'm going to go ahead right up in here. I continued it this way. And then as I go this way, I'll just go ahead and knock these in. Sorry for the video, I'm trying to do this myself. But I'll go ahead and knock these guys in right here. And then I'll continue my row all the way out until I get through this room, and I will then continue the row out this way and into the closet. I did that for a reason, because right here I've got a bathroom that we just got finished painting and everything. And if anything leaks, I want to be able to pull that board up right there, maybe 2 rows this way. So as it's coming to me, I want to pull out here and replace it in case I have a leak. That's kind of why I started everything in the back opposite corner of the room. I started over here, and then I continued this way through into my hallway, and then I'll continue this way. Now, I don't think we're going to do the steps because The transition pieces were like $400, do all the steps, and I don't really like the lip on it. And someone brings a dolly down in the washer and dryer in case they go out, they're going to chip and break that over time. So I'm just going to get some remnant carpet pieces at Home Depot. Some really high, you don't want to get like anything above like a 36 ounce, maybe even up to 56 ounce. So I'm going to get a really high remnant there, some nice pad, and then I'm just going to have a guy install it. It's not that expensive. I may drop about, I don't know, $250 to $300 in the stairs. But it's better than me doing that. Just the transition pieces were $400. And then I needed like 5 of these boxes. So we got our flooring at Costco. I like these pieces. They're like 6 inches and an 1/8 inch wide. And they're just about 4 foot tall. So it's really easy to figure out how many square foot because it shows you on the box, on the label. If you can just figure out length by width, it's pretty easy to do. But yeah, in the instructions, just look on that. They'll show you that 10 planks here in a box is going to equal 20 square foot. So if you have a room 10 by what is that? 10 by 10 is 100 square foot. Divide that out. That's like 5 boxes for a room like that. What I liked about these guys is this is a Life Home in Harmony, but it's made by Harmonics. What I liked about the install or the manufacturer is that they had a laminate on top of it, and you could really tell because I went to try to scratch it with my key with a demo piece they had. I couldn't scratch it, but I went to some of the other box stores and I scratched it really hard with my key, and I definitely dug into it pretty quick. So that's kind of why I went with this floor. But yeah, we did probably, you know, I'm guessing here. I know I had bought about 53 boxes, and at 20 square foot per box, that is about 1,000 square foot. I'll probably have about 5 boxes left over. I may take back like, I'll probably take back, you know, if I have 6 boxes left over, I'll probably take back half of that. I'll keep 3. The reason why I'll keep 3 is because over here, in case this bathroom ever leaks, like I had my dishwasher leak, and I had 2.5 boxes left over from 3 years ago, and that turned out awesome. I was able to splice that back in and get a new dishwasher and put that floor back together. Because this floor, this one will probably last longer than the one I got upstairs. The one upstairs was from Sam's, and it's been wearing pretty well. I like it, but honestly, this floor I think is going to do a lot better with scratches. But I put in all 3 levels of my house now. Like I said, 3 years ago I did the main level at 625 square foot, and then the upstairs, I'll show you that in the last video, but I got that done too. But anyway, so hopefully that's some good pointers for you guys. And then I use, just so I don't forget to tell you this, I use this aluminum tape. They use this for tape and ductwork, and I use this aluminum tape just to tape these pieces together so they'll stay down, and I don't want them buckling underneath this floor, so I end up with pieces under there that'll start moving, because over time that can pop the boards loose. But yeah, make sure all your cuts are really tight in these corners. Even though mine are really snug, they say you can float them, but if you're not careful getting these in, they don't float too well. But yeah, anyways, I'll try to show you an installation of this, like a couple rows. All right, thanks guys.